Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing our flexible solar panels on the top of the cargo trailer. On my last trailer I did a rigid solar panel with some feet and I stuck it with the VHB tape and Eternabond. I'm going to do something similar. We're going to put something underneath this to protect it from the heat on the aluminum roof, but make sure to keep watching and see how it goes on. So what we have here is some corrugated plastic. They use this for greenhouse walls. It's quite a bit stronger than your normal corrugated sign plastic, but it also has breathing holes in between. I'll show you that on the end, and that will allow the heat that comes on this to dissipate out. So you can see there's those air channels, and that will allow the heat to at least come out from underneath the panel. So we've traced out our panel. We're gonna remove our solar panel gently. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try with a knife. If this doesn't work, people have used skill saws. The knife didn't work, we're gonna try a skill saw. Okay, we're gonna give the skill saw a try here. See how this goes. Just like that, we have one sheet. Now we need to cut one more. Okay, so if you have a look at this side, if you read the information here, this is the UV side, so we're going to put this up towards the solar panel. We're going to put 4 strips of the VHB tape, which that's what will attach to the solar panel. But first we got to take off this manufacturing film. So now that we have our VHB tape on, we can prepare to line everything up. The VHB tape doesn't have to be perfect where it is. If you make a little mistake, it's not a problem. It's just going to adhere the corrugated plastic to the solar panel. Okay, we've pre-checked the solar panel. It'll fit on here, so now we can take off the VHB. It's 3M VHB tape. I'll put it in the description below if anyone's looking for it. I believe VHB stands for very hard bond. If that's not what it stands for, somebody let me know in the comments. Okay, and even pressure on all that VHB tape. Perfect. So now we're going to flip the whole thing over. We'll put our VHB tape on and get it ready to stick to the trailer roof. Okay, so we flipped over the corrugated plastic. Our solar panel's underneath. We put a blanket down to protect our solar panel. And we're going to peel up this foam again, or sorry, this film. There we go. We can see the bottom of the panel. We can see the VHB that we just put on. Now we're going to put our strips on the bottom side. Okay, we got all of our VHB tape on. Now this panel is ready to go on the top of the trailer. We got one more panel to do. Okay, so we got our corrugated plastic on both solar panels. It is ready to go on the trailer. So we're going to head over there now and attach it. So you can see in front of the front cap there, freshly washed. We're going to aim to put the panels in this area. So now we're just going to clear it up with some mineral spirits. I know I said mineral spirits, but this is what I have in the garage. Solvable. Got it at Home Depot. It's a paint thinner. Safe on most surfaces. Cleans and degreases floors, walls, and tools. So that should work. Clean off the roof to get it ready for the Eternabond tape. Just get some on your rag and just wipe the whole area. I don't know exactly the positioning, but we'll clean the whole thing. For the hard to reach places, I got a cloth on an extendable stick to get the other side. I think you can stand on this roof, but I try not to. I will have to get up here to put the solar panels on, but this is a steel frame roof. So as long as you have a rough idea where the steel frame is, you should be fine. And this is just a brush underneath this, wrapped in a cloth. You can see my roof isn't totally flat, so there's a bit of a gap underneath that one on the far side. But I think with the tape and the Eternabond, shouldn't make a difference. Okay, time to stick down our first panel. We're going to pull off all the VHB backing. Carefully place the panel down. Once the stuff sticks, it ain't coming up. So you got one chance at it. My roof isn't perfectly flat, so you can see it'll move, but so let me make sure that tape is down really good. Okay, one panel done. We'll go over to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so it's been a few weeks and we got the Eternabond down. And as you can see here, we have the front one, which is going to take the most of the wind. That overlaps the side one, so any water will just hit it and run back and off. We've done that with both of them. We've also strapped up all the wiring, but we've done it so the wiring can be unplugged and removed, and that wire runs down the other side, which I'll show you that in a second. And then on the back of the panels, we actually didn't use Eternabond. And so what that does, any moisture or anything that gets underneath the panels has somewhere to go out. And then also allows air to come in and for the panels to breathe. But so far, we've been on a couple long trips, about 5 hours away, and there's been no issues with the panels. So I'll show you the wiring on the other side, and then I'll go inside and show you the charge controller. Okay, so you saw the wires on the roof. This is where they come down, in and around, and into the adapter to pass through the wall. I've siliconed the top, just not the bottom, just in case water gets behind, it's got somewhere to come out. And these are all wires from EcoWorthy, which I'll put them in the comments below. Okay, coming into the trailer, those wires from that boot outside come into this breaker, and what that does is that breaker protects the charge controller. So if I'm not charging, I'll turn that breaker off. Right now that breaker's on, and we're pulling in 14 volts. It's not the sunniest today, but 14 volts. And so if I was to turn that off, obviously this would still be on, but we'd be getting power from the batteries. You can see on the left of the screen here, it says 300 amp. That should really be a 30 amp because it's a 30 amp EcoWorthy charge controller. However, that's what I had. And so that runs over directly to the batteries. And the reason I ran it to the batteries instead of my main system is I want the ability of this to charge while I'm parked and not have the power on to the entire trailer. So I will take you over to the main battery control panel and we can see what kind of wattage we're pulling. So looking at our Renogy display here, we have incoming 9.58 amps and 128 watts. And it believes at that incoming, it'll take 32 minutes to charge to 100%. And that'll be 6 amp hours, which for what I need is pretty good. It helps maintain the batteries, and I don't always have to run the generator constantly every day. It'll allow me to wait an extra day or two. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe below. If you are interested in anything I used on this video, make sure to check it out in the description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one.